Most runways are easy to find. This one's not even on the map. Some locals know about it, but they won't tell you about it. Word is that there's one way in, one way out, no go around, a tree at the end and no windsock. It's like finding a secret level in a game. Imagine a runway in the middle of a vineyard, and you're not invited. This is the third time I've edited this video, because I honestly didn't know if it was worth posting. I nearly turned around because of turbulence on wind, but what we found might have been the most beautiful runway I've ever landed on. Tristan and I were flying back from somewhere and we saw this runway in the middle of nowhere and we're like, dude, we need to go and land there someday. We ended up just having to get a mission to go flying to actually go and land at this specific spot. It was like a magnet was pulling us to that spot. Like on the ground there was like no wind. At 1,000 foot up, the wind was absolutely pumping.
I'm really being beaten around here, so I'm just trying to descend to see if I can bed it down.
The problem was it was coming out of the east, which means it's blowing over the mountains and then it just creates havoc. Like you feel like you're in a tumble dryer. If it was unsafe, I probably would have turned around and chickened out, because I'm one of the first people to chicken out when it's turbulent and it's windy, because it wasn't really pleasant, if I'm being honest.
Down low, it seems nice and smooth, but like a little bit up, and it's just like really bad.
I literally nearly turned around and called it off and said to Tristan, dude, I'm out because of the turbulence. I was just like getting beaten up so much, and I was flying at different altitudes to see if I could actually like find somewhere where it was acceptably smooth. I ended up having to meet Tristan at a different strip.
2 miles to the west, 800 feet before joining and landing at the point.
Good morning, yeah.
Hy sê I'm omgedraai.
Dude, it was so windy, like there by Palm Mountain. I thought, no, like
Die camera icon is on my telephone.
it's probably the best camera out of all of them.
Yeah, the other one you gotta open up the back and take the spool out.
And we sort of had like a regroup on, are we actually going to push through? The funny thing is the wind had actually died down quite a lot at the strip where we met up, which was totally contradictory to what we normally used to. But you know, normally the wind is not blowing here and it's pumping there. This was the other way around. So it was sort of like flying into the unknown in a way.
I'm probably not gonna land there.
Yeah.
I'm probably just gonna fly past. I'm gonna fly around there's that mountain there.
But it's uphill, there's a tree at the top, so you do an approach from the east, uphill, so you stop very quickly.
We decided to push on. It was from where we met up, it was like a 10-15 minute flight to where we were going. The problem is where this runway is, there's always like a bunch of wind and things around. So there was sort of this uncertainty of like what the weather's actually going to be like when we got there.
For the pilot top there, I'm sitting at 5,300 RPM at 94 miles an hour, 82 miles an hour ground speed, so we have quite a bit of a wind up here. So, I mean, it's just flying pretty fast.
Now I'm thinking through my head, this is probably not going to end well. I don't know what direction the strip is, or like what the wind is going to be doing when we get to the strip. Is it going to be a crosswind, is it not? Because if it's a crosswind, it's probably not great landing there in quite a strong crosswind, right? So you have all these things going through your mind. It's like, when there's a crosswind, there's always this fact of a ground loop, and you don't want a ground loop, because if you ground loop, you break your airplane, right? And your airplane is like your pride and joy, so you don't want to be messing up your airplane at the end of the day.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we are about 5 miles out. Straight ahead on the nose, you'll see the trees and the little koppie. But yeah, I think another 5 minutes we'll be over here.
Okay, cool. I'm just on to your right, a little bit behind you.
Yes, there's always like risk in flying, and you don't want to mess it up. You have all these things going through your head, like there's the winds blowing. You know, is it the right way? We haven't been into the strip before. It's not on the map.
So I'll just do an inspection pass, and then I'll probably land. Echo Mike Yankee number 2, runway inspection.
Copy that, runway inspection.
It's short, so like, yes, it's like around 300 meters short or long, if you'd like to put it that way. Even though we can land this aircraft in 60 meters, you still have in the back of your mind, like, can you actually go and land at this spot?
Yeah, it's actually super nice. Wow. Okay, tree, poles. Nice and short, actually. No windsock, which is cool. There goes Tristan. Okay. I'll need to give Tristan some space so we can land there. I mean, it's a pretty short runway. It's like less than 300 meters, which makes us legal for today.
And then you're about to land, and always there's this little bit of adrenaline inside you, which probably keeps us flying. you know, I had this adrenaline rush coming up to me. For some reason, I can't explain to you. It's almost, maybe it's because I've wanted to go back to this place so much that when we got there, it was just like, I couldn't believe that we actually got there.
Get the flap in, get the speed in check. Oh, this is really short. Yeah, that was nice fun. Pretty cool strip. You actually need to add power to get to the top.
Traffic in the Castilberg area, Delta Mike November, 4,000 feet, overhead the southern slopes of Castilberg, currently descending to 2,000, routing south towards the Paardenberg, Delta Mike November.
That feeling, like, it's so hard to explain. It's like, you know, when you're like a kid and you're riding a bicycle in a street you shouldn't be riding in? That is sort of the feeling that you get from coming up to a field like this or a strip like this. It's just like, it's really cool. You can't explain that feeling, like, of riding a bike down a gravel road where you should be, but you shouldn't be. It's sort of like on the limit of where you should be riding your bike, and maybe your parents find out, kind of thing. And that's the feeling you get when you approach these strips, only to find out that it was actually a non-event and the strips are actually so beautiful. Okay, so I think we found a new favorite spot. This is pretty epic. It's beautiful out. Tristan's here. We're trying to get Tristan to start a YouTube channel, and I think we're close. We've given him audio cables and he's walking around with his phone starting to record, so I think that'll be really cool.
Yeah, this is the strip, quite a nice uphill. You stop really quick so you can really get down and stop short. It's also gravel, obviously, so very soft and yeah.
But you know what's crazy about this spot is normally the wind pumps here, and the wind's pumping there. I almost turned around, it was so bumpy, like it was crazy. And
there's
here
no
there's
wind,
nothing.
no
There's
wind.
a slight breeze with like negligible. So how cool is this? We have like vineyards, runway vineyards, like we can say flying in the vineyards today.
Exactly.
Okay, so for once I'm going to give my camera to Tristan. I'm going to hit some touch and goes. Yeah. And there you go.
Hello, Gareth. Hello. I'm in your computer.
This is what it's really like flying, and it's so hard to bring it through the camera sometimes. Like, I really need to share this with you. It's just like the feeling of landing at a place like this, you can't explain. We're going to do a series, and you know, it might be 3 or 4 videos where we go and explore different runways. So this is episode 1 of Chasing Hidden Runways. And we're going to explore, because what happens is you end up in this rut sometimes, like you always fly to the same place, the same thing over and over, and you sort of get bored and complacent. We're gonna head home the long way. Well, I mean, I'll probably just go this way and get bounced around.
Well, the weather has changed, there's not that much wind. Anyways,
cool, see you around.
It was good, thanks dude.
Okay, so now my GoPro remote stopped working, which is really weird.
Like, it's beauty. It's so beautiful. Like, it's peaceful. This runway is surrounded by vineyard and farm, and like there's nothing. There's silence. There's not even a windsock here. Like, I think that makes it so beautiful and silent at the same time that it's just like, yeah, it's like getting 98% for a maths test at school is the feeling, if I could explain it, I guess.